welcome back to another video where this time, speak about problems and advice and all that while playing 2K20 and kind of rage quitting because I don't know how to play the game that much. So if I lose, the video cuts there, and that's it. So recently I've been thinking about advice and how it's given, how it's taken, and how somebody can use it to shape it into something that helps them but also hurts you. So um a lot of stuff happens with advice. I give advice I give advice like 90% 90% of my friends have advice from me, and the other 10% are like people who are fine. But there's some people who just use that advice and turn it into something that benefits them but not you. So they hurt you in case of making that advice. So since you give them like the light of day, they'll still hurt you in every other way. If you have advice like this, like be better, do better, live better, feel better, know better, do 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 everything right. Now that's some good advice, but that's giving people false hope. You have to give them hope that's like do better but not too much. And that's probably what you're doing. That's probably what people are doing now. Do better but don't do too much. And here's the thing. I've never done too much. I've always felt like I've done too little. Because if somebody's in pain, if they're hurting, I don't know how to fix that. It's their problem and I can't fix it. And if I try to, it's not going to work because I don't know my own, I don't know how to do much advice. But if I had any advice, I would say do better, feel better, but don't do too much to make you feel better. And here's the thing. If I keep on repeating it myself, it's because that's what I'm talking about. It's something you're just supposed to do that thing over and over again. To feel happy, you have to do stuff that's actually you can't just put somebody down for what they do or how they do it. And I would have said this, but I gave somebody advice. They came to me 4 separate times for advice. And here's my tip of giving advice. So here's my advice for advice. If somebody wants advice over 2 times, so if they come to you over 2 times, don't do it. Don't. Because that equal person you're giving advice to will hurt you in almost every way. Because I've been hurt before. The person hurt me. And well, I didn't feel good because it hurt me. Like they they got in the way of what I was doing. Like they took up all my free time. So I had to do stuff to help them to become a better person. Let me tell you, it's not that good becoming a better person because it takes time, and time takes knowledge. And knowledge takes a lot of courage. And the courage that I had to, do give them advice so many times and do so many things. It was nice, but I didn't feel whole because that person took all my free time away from me. That person took life and death. That person really, really did something that was unforgivable. They said, and let me phrase this just right. Nobody cares about your life, Daniel, and then mutes me. this person literally, after I give them all the advice, and let me tell you, your boy ain't doing nothing for him anymore, because if he comes back one more time, I'm gonna do the same thing. Nobody cares about your life, said person. Because if you do that to me, I know they have a saying, don't inflict pain upon others who inflicted pain to you. But I feel like that's full of lies. Because there's a mentality of doing something good and then doing something that's downright disgusting. And then there's just like the doing something that's bad. But but it's just like if you talk to somebody who gives you advice like that, you're just a bad human in case of every single thing. In every single way, you're a bad human because you literally are giving this person hope, and they come back to you saying, "Oh, I don't care about this, I don't care about that, blah blah blah." And then when you do your best to make that person happy, because the person that I play with loves to play like this game called Rec Room. You shouldn't. You should get into it once you get VR. I would definitely. And plus, it's on controller if you like, but the controller settings are kind of weird, and they changed it from the last update, so I don't play the game as much. But when I tell you, given this person, I've given this person stuff in that game, and let me tell you, this is how they treat me. I worked for all those currencies that I get. All those little currencies, all those all those things I had to do quests for. And quests aren't easy. Like sometimes you won't even be able to win some quests. Some of the quests might be like really really hard. And this person specifically wants like a trucker t-shirt, and it's 200. I only have I only have 230. I give this person the trucker, and let me tell you, I go, I do whatever I can to like help my friends, but when they disrespect me, like how that guy disrespected me, I just can't take it because I literally give this man the light of day 24/7, and he says, "Oh," they say, "Oh, I," they say, "Oh, I did this, I did this, I did this and that. You did this and that to me," and I don't even do it to them. I I'm minding my own business. I'm I'm giving them hope. I'm giving them courage. I'm giving them happiness. But they're cutting a boundary where if it's me, if if it's me or somebody else, it's gonna be that somebody else. So basically, this person confessed to me that they were bi once, and then they went straight, and then now they're gay. So basically, when they confessed to me that they were bi, I was happy for them. When they confessed to me that they were straight, I was happy. When they confessed they were gay to me today, I was happy still. And then he found a person who actually like cared for him. And let me tell you, when they cared for him, they cared for him. Like I could say that person was very nice. They were very caring, and they were very nice. I have no words to say, but that person, knowing them, I knew that person for a few months, and still knowing them for a few months was nice until today when they did the same when they did that to me, because I'm I'm just doing I'm just doing my best to like give them advice, give them hope, because I don't want to spread any of their like secrets, and I'm not. But they really really need to like get their crap together, because because they really didn't they really didn't do anything to like help me in any way. All they viewed me as was a advice box. All they viewed me as was somebody to go to when you're in pain. And that just really broke me because I do all this stuff to make sure they're safe, they're happy, they're doing stuff. And when I see that they're like doing all this stuff to make somebody else's day, and that makes me happy. But when you do something like this, like you tell the person who gives you advice almost every month, you break up with a person and then you get back together with another. You break up, you get back together. You break up, you get that back together, and it keeps on going around until suddenly they you break you break up again, and then you find another person. And I wouldn't be surprised if I would be surprised if they broke up because because actually I wouldn't be surprised because that person is a leech. They literally used me so they can get hope. And now, whenever they do that to me ever again, I'm giving them false hope now. Because the hope that they got out of me, the hope that I gave them was actually just it was just I gave them the time of day. I gave them everything I could. I gave them my soul, my heart, my everything. I gave them advice that nobody else would at the time. And now that they have somebody else, they're acting up. They're acting they're acting sassy. They're acting all this because they assumably have everything. They have everything down. They have everything fine. But then here's the thing. If you help a person and then they say, "I have everything down, so I don't need you." They were using you. But if they come back after saying, "I don't need you," and they don't play with you, they don't text you, they don't call you for like a month or two, that means they're desperate. That means they're hurting. And that means since they did that, you have two choices. Help them or leave them. Now, I would say the old me would have said help them. Make their day greater because they had gone through a lot. You should at least help them. You should at least help them in some way. But now I'm feeling like you shouldn't because this person, same person, left you a few months ago, and then without a text, without anything, without a sign of, oh, thank you for doing this and that for me when nobody was there, without any of that, they just left, and then they come back. It's like a family member coming back after a long, long trip, of forgetting about you. They don't call you. They don't do anything. It's just like, oh, you're, and then they come back and they're in a wreck and they're like, oh, I need you. They didn't call you. They didn't do anything. They didn't do anything to help you. They literally left you, deserted you, left. They 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 kept you there because they they made you an acquaintance. Sorry if I'm stuttering a lot. It's nighttime where I'm at, and I'm about to get some Z's. They were using you. They were using you as an acquaintance. They were using you as a person that they needed for uh other things that they had to do, and they just wanted to use you. They wanted nothing less out of you, nothing more. They wanted advice so they could feel happy again. They could get up. They can get up and then they could do whatever they liked. But no amount of respect, uh, and sorries can stop what happened. Nothing can. You can't just say sorry over and over again. Once you say sorry over and over again, it gets repetitive, and once it gets repetitive, people know you're sorry is just a I don't care, or I'm sorry you feel that way. Because the more you use sorry, the more it becomes redundant. The more you hurt somebody and say sorry, the more it doesn't mean to them. It's just like the Etika situation. Keemstar said sorry on Instagram, and that just meant nothing because he made Etika suicide. He made Etika do any. He made Etika desperate, and you know what he did? He just laughed. He used Etika's death as a payoff because he needed new shoes for his kickoff with his wife, didn't he? The the freaking gnome known as Keemstar is a white is a he's just a white blank sheet. He has no feelings. He doesn't care about anyone. All he cares about is himself. As as the thought of as the thought of actually like use as the thought of actually like going to somebody for advice and asking for advice, it's nice. Like you're giving that person advice, you're giving them hope. But this hope that you're giving them, you're not turning them into a monster. You're turning them into a self-deprecated person because they'll deprive you of everything you have, your friends, anything to get their hands on anything. This person tried to guilt trip me. They tried to do everything to keep me in line, and once they say all these things to me, it's just really hurtful because I literally did everything I could to make them happy, make their day. It was like I was a parent. But now I feel like I'm not. Now I feel like I'm an instrument, something to be forgotten at some point. Because as soon as my usage goes out, they're not gonna they're not gonna talk to me anymore. Soon as they grow up and they don't have their problems anymore, they're not gonna talk to me anymore. They're gonna forget about me. I'm gonna be forgotten. I'm gonna be a person that they don't care about. I'm gonna be I'm gonna be lost. It's like I'm gonna be a piece of paper. I'm just something for them to write on, and I'm blank until they fill me in. I'm not blank. I've had so many things written on me, and they just didn't see it. They just said, "Oh, the paper's blank," when other people could see that the paper was full. And that's just what I'm saying. I'm just saying, yeah, you don't use people for advice. You don't say, "Oh, this and that happened to me. Can you please give me some advice?" And then after a few months, "Oh, oh, I I really didn't mean all that I said." After they say something like, "Oh, I said this and that, and I really didn't mean it. Like it was a joke." I don't take jokes. I take jokes seriously. When I know that you're saying something that's like really mean and it's not a joke, that that's how you know it's not a joke. Like somebody says something very mean, it's very hurtful. It hurts your feelings, and you just can't like do anything to stop somebody from saying this and that. And if you want somebody to just cut to the point, you could just say cut to the point. Do whatever you can cut to the point. You could just say this and that, and that's my. You could just say 3 words. Just be better. That's the words of not encouragement, but that's the words of lazy encouragement. Because they gave you a lazy friendship, how about you give them a lazy encouragement? Because they did this to you, so you need to hit them back. It's not fair if something happens to you and this and that was the outcome. Well, that was my TED Talk, and thank you for watching. Um, yeah.